Hello, welcome to Turn It Up, and we have a special guest, the great Petero Civoniceva. Thanks, Petero, coming on.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for having us.
What are you up to now?
Mate, working full-time as an ambassador with the Deadly Choices program, Indigenous Health program. It sort of takes me across the state and into New South Wales, Victoria as well. And I'm a chairman of the Kaiviti Siltars Rugby League Football Club, which is a Fijian rugby league development pathway. And we play in the Jersey Flag competition in New South Wales.
So Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea coming into the competition, but a lot of that money is going to be spread across the Pacific. Do you know what they're going to be doing in Fiji at all?
Yeah, I guess all the Pacific nations will get a bit of love from the NRL, and we're obviously very grateful to see the expansion of the game through the Pacific. So no doubt, Fiji's just at the precipice, I reckon, of really breaking out as a rugby league nation. So we're really looking forward to that.
We see so much talent, Fiji talent in the NRL. They're sporadical throughout clubs. Do you see an influx of Fijian players over the next 10, 20 years come into our game?
Yeah, most definitely. I think, especially with what we're doing with the Jersey Flag competition, hopefully next year we'll get an SG Ball and a Harold Matt side in as well too. So that pathway out of the Pacific is going to be fantastic. So hopefully we'll find a few more Semi Radras and Marika Korobetes, yeah, sure.
Over in Fiji, rugby union's huge, in particular sevens. How much rugby league is getting played in Fiji?
Yeah, they have a national competition at the moment, but I think for what we're trying to do, that'll be a way to bring those players as a pathway straight into Australia. So hopefully, we can get them in that second tier and potentially into an NRL situation. So we're hopeful that, we've got a couple of players in our group at the moment that will definitely get an opportunity. We've also got a great partnership with the Bulldogs at the moment, so Gus is working some magic over there as well.
How's your Jersey Flag team going? So that's under 21s. How are they going? Yeah,
under 21s, yeah. So we had our first win in Australia a couple of weeks ago. We beat the Melbourne Storm. We were undefeated. So it's a huge moment for those boys. They don't play any junior rugby league. The only footy they play is at school. Yeah. So to chuck them into an under-21 competition against Australia and New Zealand's best youth, it's a massive achievement for them.
What about yourself, Pet? You grew up playing the game, but in Australia here, you grew up in Redcliffe. What's the game done for you?
Oh, I owe everything to the game. I think we all do. I think, the opportunities that it's given us. And for me, I grew up in a rugby union background. My father came across in the late 70s and he was a fair player himself, but going to a state school, I only played rugby league and fell in love with the game and ended up with the Redcliffe Dolphins. And, what a wonderful nursery that was to develop my game. And then fortunately got picked up by the Broncos just finishing high school.
What about that era of the Broncos? Yeah. Must have been so good. Petero, Webke,
Tallis,
Thorny, Tony Carroll.
Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, for myself, it was all about just trying to earn their respect, really. The Broncos had a tremendous work ethic and expectation when you pull on that jersey, and I think for myself, you had to earn their respect. So to be part of that pack and play alongside, obviously, Brad Thorne and Shane Webke, to have the achievements that we did was very special, but it all came off the back of what Wayne tried to instill in us, working hard for each other.
One of my favourite memories ever was we were on a kangaroo tour. We used to walk to the gym every morning and we'd always use your surname as trying to give you other nicknames, second receiver. And like, what about
70 cents a litre?
70 cents a litre, yeah.
That's it. Every day we used to walk to the gym and that's the whole team would pretty much make up nicknames for Petero. Yeah. But what was it like, coming over, playing for Australia, start of origin, going to that next level? What's that like going from a great team like Brisbane, but then playing in Origin and then Australia as well?
Oh, well, I think there's lots of jokes about, Fiji, that's in Queensland, so I think...
On low tide it is.
On low tide it is, yeah. But I mean, I think for myself and for my family, when we came across, in those late 70s, early 80s, to achieve what I did in the game, it sort of justified Mum and Dad's sacrifice to leave Fiji and come to Australia and play rugby league at Heights.
You and Oga used to go. I remember that Origin. Yeah. Remember we drew up in Origin. Oh, Petro's been bagging you, Oga. And off the kick-off, Oga's flying and just yelling out, Petero! You doink him right in the chin. Nowadays you get 18 months.
That's it.
Play on.
It. We actually were roomies on the kangaroo tour.
With Oga.
Mate, I think the ARL, pay me after what I'd put up with 8 weeks away with Big Ogre. But no, it was great. I loved Ogre, and we had some great relationships with, with what we did in the Kangaroo Tours. We had some good times.
Yeah.
We enjoyed ourselves. Lots of great memories, that's for sure.
Is there anyone you used to go after? Was there any front rower you just go, right, I'm going to bust you?
Oh, I think it was Ogre. I think we just had a good battle every time we took on the field. But I think like that era, the forward packs that were running around. I mean, Newcastle, the Roosters. Big Mozza, I mean, what a legend, and Melbourne Storm. We had some ding-dong battles, and I do miss that part of the game. And but look, in saying that, we've got some wonderful memories.
Well, the foundation to the forward pack of the two front rowers, and you played alongside Shane Webke for such a long period of time. That 1-2 punch. How does it make you feel when you watch the Broncos of today with Payne Haas and Pat Carrigan doing what they're doing?
Yeah, they're very special footballers, and that what they can do week in, week out. They've been wonderful leaders for the Broncos, and we had some in those early years for them, some challenging times. But the way they lead the team around, they've been amazing for the side. Payne Haas, I don't know, we've never seen a front rower like him ever again. His work rate, his work ethic is fantastic, and I think for any old front rower, they can watch and marvel at what he does.
What's the yarn again about your wedding ring?
The wedding ring?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was a little boys' trip, and I told the wife, I come off the jet ski, some big waves, mate, some big waves, and hit the wave hard, and lost the wedding ring, and it was a very sheepish call back to the wife, but luckily she forgave me.
And this is your daughter, mate. She's in college in the States.
Yeah, she's lucky. She got a scholarship coming out of high school out at Redcliffe, and she's now she's been in Texas for the last 2 years in senior college in South Carolina.
Baseball.
So in softball, yeah. Softball. So she's going really well. So she's got 1 more year to go of her scholarship, and she's keen to get home though. It's been an amazing experience for her, but as a family, we're super proud of her.
But she played footy, didn't she?
She did play a bit of rugby league as well too, but got a sporting family. We're never home. We're always at the footy, basketball, netball, softball. So so for Tallulah, it's been a wonderful achievement for her.
We just saw the Titans out here earlier. Yep. Tino.
How big is he?
Like, what do you make of him? Like he's
very special. I think we missed him last year for the Maroons, but hopefully he's been playing some good footy. Just his physicality, the size. We rely on that, especially in those big games come Origin time. But he's been a wonderful leader, and to see him mature into his game, he's a fantastic player.
A lot of talk now about some of the Origin boys, Payne and Big Tino, wanting to play for Samoa. Do you think they should be allowed to play for Samoa, Tonga, and still play Origin?
You know what, I think the pinnacle of our game's got to be the international game. We're all fortunate to play State of Origin, but over time I think that's sort of seen as the number one part of our game. But for me it was always Test footy. When we got to wear the green and gold jumper, I got to play for Fiji as well. That's got to be the pinnacle. So I'd love to see us give those opportunities to those players, because it's important. We need to grow the game, and we're going to inspire the next generation, and Test footy's got to be where it's at.
What about Magic Round? You live up here. What's this do for the state of Queensland, but more in particular Brisbane?
Oh, look, it's amazing. I walked down Caxton Street. It was a big mistake actually doing that yesterday. Got tackled. I think Reg Reagan. There was a few Reg Reagans tackled me in the middle there, but it was so good. And it's so good to see the families come out and support this. The rugby league fans, we love our fans, our supporters, and the way they've come in numbers to celebrate. It is a celebration of rugby league, and that's what we love. And today's going to be a wonderful day. I've got 3 big games coming up, and no doubt there's some sore heads getting around, but they're ready for a big Sunday.
You're one of the nicest people I've ever met, so respectful. How did this white line flick the switch for you? How did you change into the player you were?
He'd elbow in the headband and smile at you.
Yeah, I think just a responsibility as a front rower. We've got to get a job done. I mean, to play inside you blokes, I was lucky enough to do that. You need us to go forward, win that battle in the middle third, and it was a job that I loved doing. And I knew that I had to play my part in order to help us win the game. So some wonderful years, some great memories, and grateful to play the game.
What about the game at the moment? Obviously, they're coming down on high contact and all this sort of stuff. How hard is it for a front row? You look at yourself, you're 6'3". How hard is it for a bloke like your size to be that clean in a game where you're just making no contact to heads?
Yeah, it's very difficult. I guess the speed that the game's played at, especially nowadays, and the collisions, I mean, it's so hard to adjust your line, when you're going in to make a tackle. But look, I guess the work that gets done at club level now, the players are so well conditioned to making sure that they don't make contact. I think, look, safety's a huge key to all this. So I'm grateful for the game to sort of probably have a look at that and address that. But again, it's a tough one. It really is. We want to play the game tough. So again, to try and adjust those lines in defence is pretty difficult.
A couple of new teams coming in the next few years. There's talk of going after rugby union players. Is there any rugby union players from Fiji you reckon go well in the NRL?
Yeah, well, look, we've got a Drua team playing at the moment in the Super Rugby, and no doubt there's a few players in that lineup that would easily make it to Rugby League. So, look, I think with the NRL expansion into the Pacific, certainly, I think there's going to be many players from Rugby Union that will make the switch across. If you look at the new teams that are coming into the competition over the next few years, it's going to be pretty exciting to see them come across.
Well, tell us about the Arthur Beetson Future Immortals Foundation. What's that about?
Yeah, look, the great man Artie Beetson continuing his legacy in community. So the Arthur Beetson Future Immortals, we're former NRL players that go out into community. We hold fundraisers, we visit the schools, we also play a game. So I'd love to see you boys strap the boots on and come and have a run with us. But going out in the community, having a run, just light-hearted stuff. And it's the vehicle of Rugby League. It's celebrated in communities across the country, and for us to go across as ex-players, it's awesome.
Who's still got it? Out of all the ex-players, who's the one that's still got it?
Oh, look, Matty Bowen. Matty Magic Mango, he still got it. And, when he comes across, again, he's a fan favourite. So when we go into communities, Matty Bowen's the guy that every kid wants the autographs off. Yeah, it's a wonderful vehicle. And again, for ex-players, it's a great way for us to come together, because one thing you do miss is the game, when you retire. So to bring us back together, relive some old memories, tell some stories, it's pretty special.
Telling stories, you catch up with Wendell lately?
Big Dell, the man.
Sorry,
you caught up with it, did you?
I've seen him the last couple of days. He's slimmed down to about 130 kilos.
Is that all?
Did you play against Wendell?
I never got to play against him, but he's a special character.
We were talking last night about how hard he was to tackle. Him and Lottie.
Yeah, he had Lottie the other side.
Yeah. Well, I remember the Mad Dog McDougall.
I mentioned them two together.
Yeah, so two unique characters, great men. But Big Dell, very special. One of those players that you look back on and think you're very lucky to play alongside him.
It must have been so good. Must have been fun at training with Wendell and Gordon, those blokes.
Yeah, well, Alfie was the man.
Alfie.
Yeah. So he's around here somewhere. So if you spot him out there, give Alfie a hug from all of us.
He's up at the Caxton.
You reckon they'll win it? You reckon the Bronx will win it this year?
Oh, they need some consistency now. It was a great win last week, but that's one win. Especially heading into Origin, it's really important that they nail today. Going to be tough. Panthers aren't going to lie down. No one expected Panthers to be where they are at the moment, but again, they're going to be a huge challenge for them. So the Bronx need to get on a good run of victories, get some confidence, and then hopefully out the back end, after all the State of Origin representation's finished, we get a healthy squad back and can finish strong.
What about the Fijian players playing in the NRL at the moment? Who's your favourite ones to watch?
Well, Big Viliami kick out for sure, and we're working with him closely. As I said, our partnership with the Bulldogs. We've got the Kick Out Academy in Fiji now, so identifying primary school and high school kids. They come to us at the Siltails, and hopefully we'll give them a chance playing in the Jersey Fleet. So, yeah, big Kicks. He's a beast, and when he's on, when he's in that mood, he's absolutely devastating, and he's been a huge part of why Bulldogs have been so successful this year.
You didn't name the Silvertails from the hairdo?
Yeah,
no?
That's it, mate. I need to put a rinse through it.
I might get a start.
Yeah.
Freddie, you're not far off either.
Surely there's an endorsement of that for us too, Bill. Surely.
What about in Fiji? We've seen Tonga and Samoa the last few years produce halves.
Yes.
Isaiah Katoa and also Jerome Luai. How will Fiji develop some halves?
Yeah, it's the missing link for us. Obviously, we've got we're known for our outside backs. We've got some great forwards coming through as well. We got some great young kids coming through, especially through the halves, rugby union. So it's probably for us that missing piece, because once we get that right, I think Fiji can be a real force in the coming years. So I'm calling out you two blokes to come to Fiji. It's a work trip. I'm sure Channel 9 will look after us. NRL Hogs.
You put me up ready.
Let's
put
do
me
a
up
Hogs
to
tour.
Tavarua. I'll go.
Give him a surfboard. That'll do.
Cloud break. Here we come.
Yeah, what about PNG? Anything they'll go when they come into the competition?
I'm really excited for it. I mean, for all of us, we've been lucky to go across to PNG. You see the passion and the love for the game. And, I think if we get it right, I think it could be a wonderful part to our game. They're going to be revered, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this story unfolds over the next couple of years, and it'll be special.
Well, through Rugby League, they're looking to also change social issues in PNG. Is there how's that in Fiji with social issues and education of kids?
Well, that's a wonderful thing about Rugby League. We can use that as a vehicle to create that change. I mean, through education and through our players endorsing those programs and going over and spending some time over there, I think, we definitely contribute to changing, the way things are over on the island. So it'll be great.
Thanks for your time, mate. It was a great chat, and let's see Fiji turn into that superpower.
Cheers, mate.